Hello students, I hope you are all fine and in good health. In this audio presentation, I will be discussing 10 important short questions from the chapter The Address. It is the second chapter from Snapshots. So dear students, let's start. See at the very beginning, it is written the address. Then in the next line, it is written important short questions and answers, and then in the third line it is written class 11 English, then the name of the textbook from where this chapter is, that is Snapshots. Now question number 1, very simple question and very popular NCERT sample question it is. So the question goes like this: where had the narrator come and why was she back? The narrator, as you know, is a Dutch Jew, and I already told you all, dear students, that this particular story is a bit of a semi autobiographical also, because in the life of Marga Minko, that is the author of this story, more or less similar incident had happened. So we can say that it is a bit of a autobiographical in nature. And moreover, Marga Minko was a journalist also, so the descriptions are very real, very real. The descriptions of the life of the Jews after the liberation and after the end of the violent Second World War, all these things are very real, because Marga Minko, she herself was also a journalist apart from being an author. So let me continue, dear students. Side by side, in the course of my discussion with the answers, I will be providing you some extra information also that will help you to sharpen up your concept or your idea related with this particular chapter. So let me continue. The narrator is a Dutch Jew who had to leave Holland during the Second World War. She had left along with her mother for safety. Now she was back to where her past things lay, quote unquote things lay. Now she came back, but now she was already broken from inside, because her house was totally destroyed because of the Second World War, and she lost her mother because of the violence, because of the atrocities of the Second World War. She wanted to see and touch her mother's belongings in order to relieve those. That was her real intention. Her real intention was to see and touch her mother's belongings. That was it, in order to relieve those memories. But Mrs. Doling, she thought at the back of her mind, because she is a very shrewd and conniving lady, she thought that probably the narrator came with the only sole purpose of claiming her mother's belongings. But that was not the real intention, or rather to say, that was not the real motive of the narrator. The real motive of the narrator was to see and touch her mother's belongings. Now I am moving on to the question number 2. The question is, whom did the narrator desire to meet in Holland? This is a very important question, that whom did the narrator actually desire to meet in Holland. So I come to the answer part now. The narrator was told by her mother to remember number 46 Marconi Street, that is the landmark address or the house address of Mrs. Doling, where Mrs. Doling actually lived. She had insisted on keeping their things safely till the war was over, but the shrewd lady Mrs. Doling knew at the back of her mind, since the narrator's family was a rich Jewish family, they won't survive the war, so no one will come to claim the things. So that was the reason when she saw the narrator. First of all, she was a bit surprised, because she haven't expected anyone to be alive from the narrator's family. And later, when she recognized, she pretended not to recognize the narrator. Why? Because she had a fear at the back of her mind that this particular narrator came to take possession of her mother's belongings. And Mrs. Doling never ever was interested to part away with those things that actually illegally or unlawfully, we can say, she had brought from the narrator's mother. After the war, the narrator was very eager, the narrator was very curious, very inquisitive to know about her mother's possessions, and she remembered the address that once her mother told her related with Mrs. Doling, 46 Marconi Street. She went to meet with Mrs. Doling, but unfortunately the latter, that is Mrs. Doling, was reluctant to spend quality time with her and insisted her to come some other time. So let me move on. After the war, the narrator was curious about their possessions that were still at that address, and she went to meet Mrs. Doling. But unfortunately for her, Mrs. Doling haven't interacted with her and closed the door on her face as if she was a saleswoman or a salesgirl. Now I am moving on to question number 3. This question is also very important. The question is, what kind of a welcome did the narrator get from Mrs. Doling? What kind of a welcome did the narrator actually get from Mrs. Doling? Mrs. Doling was cold and indifferent, and her behavior was very rude. Her behavior was also very harsh, we can say, and evidently displeased to see the author. She was not pleased at all. Frankly speaking, dear students, she was totally displeased after seeing the author. In fact, she tried to prevent her from entering by blocking her entrance. That is the reason, because she blocked the entrance of the door so that the narrator may not enter the house. That is one reason, and another reason is that no one from inside the house can know about this interaction. So she was very cautious that no one from inside the house get to know about it, and the narrator who came actually to meet with her, she shouldn't get an opportunity to peep inside the house or to get inside the house, because Mrs. Doling, she recognized the narrator, not at all interested to interact with the narrator. In fact, she tried to prevent her from entering by blocking her entrance. Later, she said it was not convenient for her to talk to the narrator at that point of time and refused to meet her. Now, the important thing is that she avoided, tactfully and tactically, we can say, she avoided to have a talk with the narrator and told the narrator very politely, we can say very politely, she insulted the narrator by saying that she can come some other day or some other time. Now, dear students, I am moving on to question number 4. Very important question. When did the narrator first learn about the existence of Mrs. Doling? When did for the first time the narrator learned about the existence of Mrs. Doling? The narrator recalled the time when she was home during the first half of the war. She had noticed that various things were missing because she was on a vacation or during the first half of the Second World War. Maybe she went to some other place. She came back during the time of the first half of the Second World War, and when she entered the house, to her surprise, she found out that many of the precious belongings were missing. So I am repeating this line. She had noticed that various things were missing. Her mother then told her for the very first time about one of her old friend by the name of Mrs. Doling, who renewed their friendship after a long time and came regularly, each time carrying away some of their precious belongings, because that was the real target of Mrs. Doling. Not for the sake of friendship. She exploited the simple-minded, simple-hearted, innocent mother of the narrator, and every time she used to come to her house with an empty basket or with an empty bag, and every time she used to move out of the house, okay, with her bag full of the precious belongings that actually belonged to the narrator's mother, that is Mrs. S. Now dear students, I am moving on to question number 5. Question is, what was the narrator's mother's opinion about Mrs. Dowling? What was the narrator's mother's opinion about Mrs. Dowling? The narrator's mother considered Mrs. Dowling a very benevolent lady, but as we all know, wolf in lamb's clothing. As we all know about this proverb, wolf in lamb's clothing, we can say Mrs. Dowling to be like that. From outside, she used to smile and behaved politely, just like a philanthropist, just like a kind-hearted lady, but deep inside, she was like a cunning wolf, okay. But the narrator's mother, she can be easily cheated, she can be easily fooled. She considered Mrs. Dowling as a very benevolent lady. Benevolent means kind-hearted, but actually she was not. Who strived to save their nice things by carrying some of them away each time she visited. So each time when she used to come, she used to take away the precious belongings on the pretext that she would preserve those things. The narrator's mother was unable to see through the lady who wished to cheat her out of her valuables. Instead, she felt grateful to Mrs. Dowling. Now, this is something very interesting, that she never ever realized the true intention, or we can say the true motive of Mrs. Dowling, that Mrs. Dowling is actually cheating her, exploiting her in the name of friendship. It is something that she never ever realized. So much gullible, so much simple she was. Now I am moving on to question number 6, dear students. The question is, what did the narrator recall about her first meeting with Mrs. Dowling? That means you have to state in your own words. Okay, the first meeting episode between the narrator, that is Marga Minko, and Mrs. Dowling. What was that first meeting episode? You have to write regarding that. The narrator saw Mrs. Dowling for the first time on the morning after the day she came to know about her. Coming downstairs, the narrator saw her mother about to see someone out, and that was the very first time that the narrator was introduced to Mrs. Dowling, and the narrator was introduced to Mrs. Dowling by her mother. It was a woman dressed in a brown coat and a shapeless hat with a broad back, and even her daughter, the 15-year-old kind-hearted daughter of Mrs. Dowling, also had that broad back. She nodded and picked up the suitcase, and at that moment also, to the narrator's surprise, she found out that Mrs. Dowling was not interested to actually have a talk or a conversation with her. Now dear students, I am moving on to question number 7. The question is, why did the narrator return to Marconi Street after a long time? What was the real reason of the narrator, that is Marga Minko, why she returned again to Marconi Street after a long time? What was the reason behind it? The narrator returned to 46 Marconi Street, that is the house address or the landmark address, after a long time, because in the beginning, after the liberation of the Jews, she was not interested in all that stored materials or stored stuffs. She had lost her mother and their house was also destroyed. So from deep inside, she was totally broken and totally sad, and was also afraid of being confronted with things that remained as a peaceful reminder to their past, and most importantly, she was not interested initially to revive the past memories, because past is something that is very miserable, something that is disturbing and troublesome. But keeping those thoughts aside, later she decided once to meet with Mrs. Doling. So that is the reason she remembered the address as been told by her mother, 46 Marconi Street, and decided to visit Mrs. Doling. But unfortunately, Mrs. Doling was reluctant to talk with her. I am moving on to question number 8 now. How did the narrator decide to go back to the things? Now, gradually, when everything became normal once again, the bed was of a lighter color and she had a bed to sleep in securely, and the surroundings become familiar again because she was being given a one room flat to stay, and she was given sufficient food also to consume. And when she found that surrounding her everything was normal once again, the narrator all of a sudden became very curious, very interested, very eager to have a look, to take a look at her mother's possessions that must be still at that address. And she was absolutely right, it was still in that house of Mrs. Doling, that is 46 Marconi Street. That her mother, previously when her mother used to be alive, at that time her mother had told her that address, and so she went to relive her memories, okay, related with the precious belongings that once belonged to her dear departed mother. Now, dear students, I am moving on to the second last question. It is actually a quoted line from the text, a very important line. When the narrator entered the house on her second visit, she was successful in entering the living room of Mrs. Doling. At that time, Mrs. Doling was not at her home, she was outside. So her 15-year-old daughter allowed the narrator inside the house. But when the narrator entered the house, it seems that after looking at all the precious belongings that once upon a time belonged to her mother but kept in a poor maintenance, the maintenance was extremely poor and kept in a very haphazard manner, she felt suffocated deep inside, and she was horrified also. So this line is important. The room is totally unknown to her, but the things that are kept in that room, those things are quite familiar to her. But she was petrified, she was shocked, she was horrified after looking at all those things. So the question is, I stopped horrified. I was in a room I knew and did not know, quote unquote. The question is, you have to explain the significance of this line, very important. Now, when the narrator, that is Marga Minko, you all know by this time, went to Mrs. Doling's house the second time, a girl of about 15 let her in, that is Mrs. Doling's daughter. She saw familiar things but arranged differently that lent unfamiliarity to the surroundings. She found herself surrounded by things that she had wanted to see again, but which really oppressed her in that strange atmosphere, because the things were not kept in the right order or in the right manner. She was so excited previously before entering the house. There was an excitement in her related with the things, because she has a very emotional connection with those things, because those things actually belong to her mother, the dear departed mother of the author. But when she saw those things with her own eyes, she was very sad, very depressed and disappointed deep inside, because first of all, because of poor maintenance, the things were not maintained properly, and because of a damp smell coming out of that room, and the things were not kept in a proper infrastructure, and most importantly, it is kept in a very haphazard manner, as if neither Mrs. Doling nor her daughter knows which things are to be kept in which way or in which manner. Mrs. Doling had just stuffed all those things, okay, in her room, instead of knowing the real application of the use of those things. So that actually depressed and disappointed the narrator. She was already very much upset, and after entering the room and after seeing all those things, she got more upset. And that was the reason, without wasting any more time inside the house, she felt very much uncomfortable. She felt a bit suffocated also. She came out of the house. Now I am moving on, dear students, to the final question, question number 10. Why did the narrator not want to remember the place? Now the question is that why the narrator was not eager to remember that particular place, okay, that is 46 Marconi Street. Why so? What is the reason behind it? The narrator had primarily returned for the sake of memories that were linked to the things that had once belonged to her mother. However, she realized the objects linked to her memory with the familiar life that she had once lived lost their value as they had been removed and put in strange surroundings. Now, she had a soft corner related with all those things, because all those crockeries, cutleries, utensils, and cooking items, various other cooking items, along with some of the clothes, because those things actually belonged to her mother, and she had a very emotional bond or emotional connection with all those things. But unfortunately, it seems that those things are now kept in a very strange surroundings. It seems that they have lost their value, they have lost their glitter and glamour. And now it seems to her that carrying this past memory, obviously it's a sad one, and it seems that Mrs. Doling betrayed the narrator's mother, played with her trust, played with her sentiments. That is the reason, remember dear students, as I already told previously also, that the address is not only an emotional story, it is a story that is a betrayal also. That is also a very important theme related with this story. So she realized that the objects linked in her memory with the familiar life that she had once lived lost their importance, lost their value, as they had been removed from familiar surroundings. Familiar surroundings, obviously, when those things were in the house, but now they had been removed and they had been put in strange surroundings. Okay, and here there is poor maintenance, no proper infrastructure at all, and just the things are being stuffed by Mrs. Doling in a very haphazard manner. So they have lost their value. First of all, they have lost the glamour and the glitz. Okay, they have lost the glittering characteristics. Okay, that means the things are no longer precious at all. They have lost their value totally. Glamour, everything was missing now, because in a strange surroundings, in a very haphazard manner. I am repeating this once again because this is something that is very important for all of us to know. Poor maintenance. Okay, these things the narrator realized. She was excited beforehand, but after entering and after seeing all these things, she was very depressed. And without wasting any more time, she decided to come out of that house and never to return back to that place again. Okay, dear students, so hereby I end my audio lecture presentation. Kindly go through all these 10 questions that I had discussed at length, and if there is any doubt anywhere, please let me know about it. Thank you, students. Thank you all.